Oh no, you're good. And in
No,
three,
I had
two,
to get that up.
one, we're here.
We are here.
We are here. It is. Are you ready to go?
Just a second. I'm just tweeting out the stream. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Nope. Just had. I always do this.
Oh no, you're fine. On my end, we are up, but I don't know if Streamlabs is being funky right now or not.
We'll know until we find out, right?
Yeah, it likes giving me like a bunch of different like things saying refreshing chat and stuff, so I don't know. I'm assuming we're okay.
Yeah, we're good though on my end.
All right. Well, as always, we're back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus, but we had some different things going on. Obviously, the end of 2020 was a little hectic.
Holidays.
Yep, I had the holidays go on. We had a bunch of different stuff, but we're back. We're here, and it's also the opening night for the NHL, which I know everybody's excited for. A lot of stuff happening, and some scores already being done because the first game, the Pittsburgh and Philly game, was played at like 5:30 or something Eastern time. So
I was on my lunch break when that game was going on.
I was actually at work. So,
Not really.
yeah, I was able to sit down and watch it though. So that was a good point. But I figured for tonight, it's only me and Arkham here. So uh, go ahead and follow Arkham on Twitch. Obviously, anybody from my channel, go over there and follow him, do all that fun stuff. And we'll have, all the things on the YouTube page listed in the description below, as well as our Facebook, our Twitter, and YouTube channel. So everybody can have all the socials there. Let's jump right into it. The first game I think we should cover is the Lightning and Blackhawks game, which I think everybody anticipated as being one of the best on the night, just off the
Yeah.
bat, because of obviously Tampa winning the cup and then seeing how the Blackhawks would perform in that particular game. And we stated this before we went live, but Chicago kind of got rocked.
They got rocked. Wow.
5-1, baby. Stamkos having 3 points in that game, as well as Killorn, I believe, having 2 to 3 or something like that. He was a big player on a lot of the goals too. So Chicago, man, I gotta tell you, they got a lot of good young talent on that squad, and I think it's going to determine in this 56 game season how they really mesh down the road.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't know. There's a lot of speculation about Taves maybe making a move out of there in the coming years. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, Taze is obviously one of the guys that Chicago loves more than anything. He's been their captain for quite a while now. Definitely think he's one of the longest tenured captains around the Western Conference these days. I mean, it would suck to see him go, but obviously Chicago has a lot of other great leaders who can fill in his void, such as Patrick Kane, for example, a guy who, in my opinion, I feel like honestly could be the captain if Taze does depart. But it would be different. It would be difficult for Chicago for sure, and obviously it's weird if if you're a Hawks fan, you've seen Taze on the Hawks for pretty much your entire life, and seeing him on a different team would feel weird. Like for example, Ducks Ryan Getzlaf, last year of his contract, he might go elsewhere. It'd be weird for Ducks fans, but yeah, it would suck to see Taze leave Chicago. But I mean, if it's in the end game, hockey is a business.
That's true. That's true. And, I think that's another case that you're looking at something kind of like the Boston Bruins with the departure of Chara. It's going to put that weird kind of hole there. And you can fill it, like they did with Bergeron. And I think, not taking anything away from Bergie, but
Yeah,
he definitely deserves that captaincy with Chara
no, he
leaving.
does.
But when you lose that presence, right, of a guy who did so much for that team, there's something to be desired there. And,
Especially losing him to a division rival too.
yep, going to big old Washington.
Yeah, Washington now looks like the old retirement home, but they're still going to be contenders, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you have Ovechkin on the ice, man, there's going to be a threat there. And having that, booming slapper now on defense is going to
Ovechkin's one of
be.
those guys who just does not age.
No, hell no. He's how old?
Like 30 something. God,
He's
I don't even know.
he's damn close to 40.
I think he's getting up to his 40s almost.
Mm-hmm.
I foresee him playing into his 40s.
Oh, I do too. Look at Yager, bro. Yager's like 47 and he's still playing. Granted, it's in Russia, but the man is still skating well. I just saw a highlight of him the other day where it was just him training and practice skating and stuff, and the guy still has it at 47 years of age.
Oh yeah, he's one of those guys that never ages either.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yes.
Moving on from the. I'm sorry. What?
Well, I mean, we can continue on the game that we were talking about. So, yeah, I mean, Tampa returned to playoff form. Essentially, it looked like they never even took a break from the off season. They honestly just looked like the same old team. They look like they haven't changed at all, despite key departures and key additions. I mean, they just steamrolled Chicago, but at the same time, Chicago is a rebuilding team, so you can't really expect Chicago to do well.
No.
Here's a question. I can bring this up since we already have a question in my chat. From Swish, we have, will Ovi break Gretzky's record, though? And that's a great question. That's actually something that I would definitely wanted to bring up, too, because...
Goal scoring record?
Yeah. I think it's with, his goal scoring record. The thing is like, with COVID happening, obviously a lot of games just got taken away, and that definitely hurts Ovi's chances a lot. I definitely think it's going to be challenging. He could do it maybe, but it's definitely going to be hard, obviously, with COVID. How COVID hit, and it shortened the season, and he didn't, and Washington, I'm trying to remember, Washington didn't go far in the playoffs, right?
I think they were one round and out.
Yeah, something like that. So,
maybe two.
I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's going to be really tough for Ovi to break Gretzky's record now. It's possible, but I find it to be very slim.
Yeah, I'd like to say no, only because, like you said, with the games taken out and so much going on with him, he's had some injuries in the past couple seasons that, took him out for a little bit, like stints at a time, right? So it wasn't like serious, but even then, you're looking at a record that is going to take so much to actually complete and or break that given the circumstances with COVID and all that on top of those things, it's going to be tough. I think it's doable for him, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, very, very tough. But as we were saying, though, so Chicago, rebuilding team, not expected to do well this year. I mean, people say, like, oh, they're going to do worse than LA. It's like, I don't know. I mean, we'll see, obviously, as time goes on. But, yeah, I mean, it was a great game for sure to put on because it's a Stanley Cup Finals rematch. So it's definitely a good controversial game to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My take on it is that, Tampa Bay just, again, looked like they never took a break in the offseason. They just looked like the same old Cup team from a few months ago.
I agree. I mean, they only had, 100 some odd days since they won that Cup. And, it looks like they haven't even stopped playing the series, let alone...
They're playing like they're still in the playoffs. They're still in the bubble. We can move on to the next game, though.
Sure, yeah. The next game on the docket, we're heading over to the East Coast now, where the Canadiens fall to the Maple Leafs by a score of 5-4, and that was in overtime. Looking at the stats here, for Montreal, you had Suzuki scoring a goal there. That was on the power play. You had Tatar in there, as well as Anderson, all these different things. But it didn't beat the fucking Maple Leafs, who are, their young guns came to play. You had Nylander coming up with 2 big goals. You also had Tavares stepping in there with a big power play goal as well. And then, of course, Riley getting the OT winner. So, your thoughts on the Toronto game?
So I heard that, obviously, Toronto came back and won. I heard a lot of Montreal fans on Twitter were not happy with some controversial calls, apparently, so that's unfortunate. I mean, I heard Suzuki had a really good game. I mean, firstly, I can just say right off the bat, I didn't watch any of the games, so I have absolutely no idea what physically happened, but I have heard things. I mean, obviously, I can look at the recaps, but...
We should preface that, not to interrupt you, but we should preface that we didn't... the only game I physically caught was the Penguins game, so I can talk about that. But other than that, we haven't, I don't think, seen anything else from other teams.
Yeah, so I heard Suzuki had a really good game. I heard he really put the dekes on Riley, I believe who it was.
Hmm.
It's unfortunate for Montreal because Montreal is one of those teams that I feel like is up and coming, and I would like to see do really well. I feel like Montreal had a really good off season, and I definitely think they're definitely a contender this year. They definitely look like they want to be in the mix again. I know a lot of people don't like the Habs, but it's like I really want to see that team do well. It's nice to see like teams that usually don't do well come up and everything. Montreal is definitely one of those sleeper teams. I feel like in the East,
I,
or
w-
excuse me, the North Division now.
I want to put it this way with the Habs. As a Penguins fan, they've always given us trouble for some ungodly reason. And I think it's because for them personally, especially now, take the COVID situation out of it. Whenever we always played them, there was always that hunger for them to beat not only us, but like the Rangers, the Capitals, to prove themselves in that situation. I think more so now that they have the young talent that they're trying to work in that system. That's why
Mm-hmm.
they beat our silly asses last year. You saw the willingness for them to just overpower the Penguins and then move on, right? So if they can do that to the Penguins, who's to say they can't do that to the Bruins or the Maple Leafs? I mean, it was only a 1 goal game. They pushed it to OT against a very young, star-studded offense, and that's saying something, man.
It does say something. I agree.
I mean, down the road, you look at the longevity of Price too. I mean, that's another thing you have to come into question with his prices. He's getting up there too. He's still the same old Price. He's a hell of a goaltender, and in my opinion, one of the best in the league. And
Oh yeah,
you have
Price
to
is
be
definitely top 10.
prepared to back up not only his his age creeping up with him, but then his possible departure here down the road. So that, I think, in my mind, is the only thing they really have to prepare for because I think they have the right pieces. They just need to get the game plan installed, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. In my opinion, Price is definitely a top 10 goaltender. I definitely think he's up there for sure. Now we go over to Toronto's side. Toronto very busy off season. They pretty much did the same thing as the Capitals. They acquired a lot of veteran talent, and that was very evident with the acquisitions of Thornton, Simmons, God knows who else. I can't even remember at this point, but they acquired a lot of veteran presence on their team, and I feel like that's part of their plan as to like if they get to the playoffs. Obviously, they want to have players who have been in that position before to win playoff series. They want to win, and obviously, and the good news for them is that they don't have to face Boston if they get into the playoffs. That's the good news. Well, I don't think they will, but I don't know how the playoff bracket would work, but yeah, I mean obviously they don't have to deal with Boston in the regular season, but yeah, Toronto definitely one of the busier teams. I feel like in the off season they acquired again a lot of veteran talent, so we'll see how they do this year. Obviously, the new division change is going to be different for a lot of teams because you're going to get a lot of teams that you're not typically used to playing against.
Mm-hmm. I think the playoff format as it sits, um, as far as I'm aware, 4 teams from each division are going to be making it, so the top four.
That was
Um,
three.
I think it's four now.
Oh, four. Shit.
Because you figure it would equate, right? So you'd have four in the east and or north then, and then four in the west and all that.
Right.
So I think that's how they're going to work it. As far as the reseeding and the normalcy of that situation, I have no idea how the fuck that's going to work. But with that being said, there's going to be a lot of hungry teams that know that hey, we're 2 games behind and we got 2 games against them coming up right now, back to back. It's going to be interesting to see how things kind of play out with different things like that.
Yeah. It's a big adjustment for everybody with the new playoff format.
Absolutely,
Or, I mean,
absolutely.
excuse me, division format.
I think Toronto. I think Toronto's going to have one of them seasons where it's
I think
going to.
Toronto will make the playoffs. I think, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree, but I think it's going to be nip and tuck. I think it's going to be not really a close call, but like I said, I think they're going to be one of those ones that are going to be streaky, and then they're going to be struggling a little bit just to get in.
Yeah, I agree.
Just from, you know, they do have that veteran talent now, but whether or not that's going to mesh in time, It's going to be a close
Right.
one. And just the way I see it, I don't think they're going to be like everybody says and be, top of division and, running over teams like Montreal, because evidently that's not the case. You
Yeah,
also
definitely not.
have Calgary in that. You have, Vancouver, who Vancouver's, I think they're very well on the rise with some of their
Oh,
talent. But
Vancouver's definitely on the rise. They definitely made themselves notable last year. That's for dang sure.
oh hell yeah, I think they're
Dallas.
slowly becoming one of my big underdog teams in the Canadian division.
Dallas really made a statement of themselves last season too. I mean, they always say like, "Oh, Dallas chokes in the playoffs every year," but it's like Dallas made the Cup Finals last season, so they're definitely not a joke team anymore.
Oh no, no, I think Dallas.
They're a formidable foe now.
Yeah,
No,
I
thankfully we don't have to face them.
yeah, their defense and their offense are just
They have very solid defense.
yeah.
Heiskanen, Klingberg, Johns, they got great defense.
Speaking on that note, before we get to the next game, they actually got their game pushed back due to some of the COVID
Yeah,
things going on
I
with them.
heard. I think they had 17 players test positive for COVID. Yeah, that's a pretty bad situation right now.
Something
And
like that,
Texas
yeah.
is and Texas is a hotspot right now for COVID. I think California, Texas, and Florida are probably the three worst right now,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I'm correct on that.
New York's still a big up on that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say New York is probably in that mix too.
Let's see.
It's crazy to say with Dallas. Yeah, all those players testing positive.
Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna like remake the game up, or how the scheduling is gonna be affected
Affect,
by that, but
yeah, how the scheduling is gonna affect them.
it's good. They might just tack it on like to the end before they actually figure out playoff format,
Right.
because
Exactly.
they already have the schedule figured out. So why not just add it on to the end and then you know
Yeah. Exactly.
let's see here. As well, any questions from chat? If chats want to throw in questions and stuff like that, you can do that at any point. We'll answer those. Uh,
Yeah. Any questions? Put them in chat. Both streams.
get to those in a timely manner. Let's see. Okay, the bane of my existence. Let's get this over with, because I think
You know it's
it's
gonna come up.
yeah. The Pittsburgh Penguins have been defeated by the Philadelphia Flyers by the score of 6-3. That was the first game that was aired today on NBC Sports Network. And let me start off with this. It's good to see some things happen in that game with our young guys. Jankowski scored. He was the first one to get a goal in the NHL on the schedule this year, which is nice because he's a guy that we're putting a lot of stock into, and to see him notch one early and get that kind of hump off his shoulder, get
Yeah.
those jitters out of the way is important. And to see that with a young guy, especially playing with Gino and Sid and Letang, and it's good to see him not starstruck by it. So
Yeah, if you play around guys like that, they'll definitely give you the kind of confidence boost you need.
exactly. And then Tanev, a guy who's naturally gritty. You've seen a lot of him in the West. To see him kind of come out and get a little bit of scoring under his name is nice too. And then of course Crosby had a power play goal, and that's pretty much all the Penguins could do against the Flyers defense, because in that game, man, the Flyers defense just stabled us and shut us the hell down. I mean, there's not much. If you were to watch that game over, the Penguins looked good for maybe half of the second period and a little bit of the first, and then the third period was just a collapse.
Flyers.
Yeah, it was a collapse on our end, and they just took advantage of it. I mean, just looking over the stats here, we have Van Riemsdyk. He had a goal. Patrick had a deflection goal. That was both of those being on the power play, I believe, within maybe 3 minutes apart. And those were in the first period. Second period, you had Farabee having one. Third period, you had Raffle, Lindblom, Hayes getting goals there, and that pretty much sealed the deal. But
Yeah.
I
Pittsburgh
think
lost.
yes, and I think the biggest issue due to that is, and I don't blame one person. I blame our defense. I don't think our defense was ready for it, but I also don't think Jari was ready for the big step up to that number one role. And I maybe it's first game jitters. We can call it that. We can call it, maybe he's just, you know, all that time off from not playing the game whenever Murray was starting. We can call it that. I personally just don't think he was ready, and
No, definitely not.
it shows.
Yeah. Rookie is not 20 minutes late. She meant to put that in the chat. She is not late.
I think she is.
She is perfectly on time.
I think she's a little late.
Tell her that. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate for Pittsburgh, but at the same time, it's like the Flyers have been giving Pittsburgh some trouble for the last couple seasons now.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely been a kind of shift, if I guess you could say, where it's like, yeah, I mean, Philly's definitely starting to kind of take over. You know, they're definitely they got some really good talent in there. They obviously got a good young goaltender in Carter Hart.
Yep.
They got Couturier and Konechny and all those guys who are doing extremely well. In my opinion, Couturier definitely always is one of those guys who doesn't really get enough attention as he deserves. He's won the Selke, and he always competes with Kopia and Bergie for it. So
Absolutely.
the guy is definitely underrated.
I think one of the biggest players that the Flyers usually over celebrate is Voracek.
Oh
And
yeah, for sure, Voracek. Yeah,
I think he is, I don't want to say overrated, but people blow him up. And in the game today, he is looking at the stats. He didn't do jack shit against us. It was all, role playing guys. Same with Giroux. Giroux was nowhere to be found. So, and I know it's one game. It's one game in the book, so we can't go too crazy with saying, hey, this player underperformed and, they're in a slump or whatever. But, looking at that as an opening game, you want to set a statement,
Yeah,
and the Flyers did that regardless of whether their star showed up or not. And I'm saying this now, the entire East division should be taking that very, very seriously, especially Tampa. Because with a team playing like that off the bat, you want a good start to the season with a shortened schedule. And with Philadelphia having this now, it's going to be scary for the rest of our teams in that division. So
I'd love to see Philly do well. I'd love to see Philly go far in the playoffs too.
I just told a buddy of mine, he was talking shit to me after the game. He sent me all these Snapchats and stuff, and I said, hey, man, you guys played good. I wouldn't mind seeing Philly win a cup,
Yeah, I get a bunch of friends that do the same with me when it's the Kings play the Sharks or the Ducks. Like, yeah, I get tons of friends that like to shit talk me after the game. It's just like, yeah, I get it. I mean, it's the rivalry. I don't blame them. It's just like, yeah, I mean, you might as well since we're bad. So
No, that's sports in general, man. That's just
sports. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame people for ripping on the Kings.
Yeah.
It sucks, but in time we'll be good again, so I'm not worried about it. It's like, laugh now. Like, give it a few seasons, I'll be fucking laughing. But yeah, no, it's definitely
Brookie says she is on time, by the way. I don't mean to interrupt, but
she is on time. Okay,
she says that.
Okay.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, no. I was gonna say after we talk about the current games for today, we could always discuss how we feel about tomorrow's games.
Absolutely. I was planning on that actually.
Oh, good. I'm glad you thought about that.
Fighter Jet says, hold on, grammar. What do I think the Penguins need to work on in practice? Is that the question?
I don't know. Defense.
Yeah, we can. If that's what you're asking, I have a very loaded reply.
Go for it.
First things first. Penalty kill. Penalty kill was fucking disgraceful in that game. You're talking 2 power play goals within 3 minutes, brother. Like, I understand taking penalties is a bad thing, but you need to have experience working that penalty kill, because otherwise you're going to have the event like today where they're just ripping your goddamn shit apart on the penalty kill. So that's
The
number
word we
one.
use, the word we use is disaster.
Yes. Number two, defense in general. We have relatively okay defense. I'd like to say the addition of CC is an addition, but
At least
it's
you got rid of Johnson.
but right now it doesn't seem like a step up. Because I gotta tell you, watching him today, he was a ghost. I didn't see anything really great about his play, but that goes back to the first game. Let's give him time, see what happens. But looking at the defense as a core, your number one line for the Penguins is Letang and Dumoulin, two guys who were experienced. They won cups. Other than that,
He won Stanley Cups.
though, nobody. Nobody. I'm just like, it's astonishing how little value we actually have in defense right now. I'm hoping to God in a draft coming up we actually get somebody on defense, pick up a young guy and give him some experience in the A and then bring him up or something. Bring up some of the younger guys in the A and keep them in the system so they know how to play on the NHL level then instead of going out and getting somebody like CC or a Johnson or something like that. But that's just my opinion on the defense. And then Jari, we've already discussed. So I think Jari.
We've already discussed that.
Yeah, I think he was a big issue as well. And I don't want to shit on the guy continuously because I think he does have some things that are really good that he does. And but today he just looked all out of sorts. I mean, the one goal, I think it was Raffles' goal, that it was kind of a half-assed play where the puck came down, rebounded off of him, and ended up coming back up into the slot for not really a one-timer, but it was a quick snapper in the slot, and he just had no idea what to do or where the puck was going. His vision was not on to what Murray or Fleury would be. So, as a number one goalie, you got to have those things, and he just did not.
Nope.
I know that was a little bit of a winded reply, but there's
at least you're fucking answering the question.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of things that as a first game of the season, it didn't look like a first game of the season does.
Totally unrelated question in my chat. Brookie asks, "Why am I yawning?" Because I am tired. That's probably the right answer.
Yes.
Because I am tired, and yawning is contagious. So I apologize.
Exhaustion.
And that's her question. That's her contribution for the night. So good job, Ricky. Gold star.
Hey, update.
Why am I yawning? Because I'm tired. That's probably the answer. Go ahead.
We do have an update. The Canucks and Oilers game, which was last tied 1-1.
Yeah, I think so.
It is now 5:41 left in the third. The Canucks are leading 5-3, and this is what I'm talking about. The Canucks are dangerous.
Yeah, the Oilers aren't that intimidating because all they have is Draisaitl and McDavid, and those two can't carry a team to a cup. So
Exactly. And this is what we're talking about. You have a team that's built around stars, which is what the Canucks are with Besser and Pedersen there. It's gonna be litty titties up in Vancouver. Other than that, I mean, the Canucks have registered 35 shots to 28, so they're outplaying them on offense as well, it seems.
Yes, that would appear to be so.
Let's see what the scoring is like in this game. Who all has what?
It's going to be very simple. Oilers, McDavid, or Draisaitl.
Actually, no. Yamamoto has their first one. That came in the second, and Nurse and Larson third. For Vancouver, you have Bo Horvat in the first. Höglander in the second, Gaudette in the third, as well as Besser twice. So Besser has two.
Besser's underrated.
Absolutely. That man's a beast on every level.
I'm sorry, what?
I said he's a beast on every level.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. Yes, Brookie, you're a good noodle.
So that is what's going on with the Vancouver and Oilers. The only other game still being played,
Colorado and St. Louis,
which is 2-1 St. Louis at the moment at the end of the second.
That's kind of one of those games where it's like I don't care who wins. I like both those teams. I see
Yeah.
those two as the top two probably in this division, in this West Division. Vegas will probably be a third.
I can't believe they're picking Colorado to win the Cup.
I saw that too. Yeah, Colorado wins the Cup, and they're projected to beat the Kings in the first round of the playoffs. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll make the playoffs, sure.
Hey, at least you got that going for you.
Yeah, whatever you say, yeah, I would say we'll make the playoffs. Yeah, yeah, go for it, bro. You go from second overall pick to playoffs, like, okay, that makes sense.
Hey, at
Yeah,
least you got.
because according to McClellan, our coach, the rebuild is done. So,
Is it?
I kind of looked at it and I was just like, "Wait, really? Am I seeing that right?" I was like, "Kings in the playoffs? Like what?"
I don't think that rebuild is done.
No, I don't think it is either. I was like, "I probably needs at least another year." Like, there's no way, dude. We gotta get rid of all the veterans out, and for fuck's sake, we need to shred Jonathan Quick's contract.
Brookie
I wouldn't even
says, I haven't had the time to keep up with the season, so I'm here to listen and learn. Well, we are going to go over. I mean,
Here's the good news. Well, here's the good news. The season just started today, so you haven't missed much.
No, absolutely not. That's why we're recapping.
We're recapping what happened today. Today was opening night.
Yep. But yeah, that game is at 2-1. Scoring in that game, Colorado has lone goal as Burakovsky. That was a power play goal, as well as there was no scoring in the second. So all of this was in the first. And Oscar Sundqvist, who used to be a Penguin, loved that guy a lot.
Yeah, I figure.
And dear God, I have no idea who the hell this guy's is, but Kyrou?
Kyrou, probably Kyrou.
Probably Kyrou. He got a goal there shortly after Sundqvist.
Okay. And who scored for Colorado?
That would have been Burakovsky.
Burakovsky, yeah. Figured.
Yep. So,
Not bad.
shots on goal for that, it's very tight, so I'm assuming it's very back and forth offense with those two.
It's going to be very back and forth. Those two teams are both very good.
20 shots on goal for the Colorado and 23 for the Blues. So,
Oh, boy.
then
I don't care as long as McKinnon's on the next cover of the NHL video game.
I
don't
agree,
care.
it's high time.
I don't give a shit as long as McKinnon is on the cover of the next video game. I literally will protest and riot if McKinnon is not on that cover because that's ridiculous. How do you not put him on the cover? That guy's been fucking good every year. It's really funny because like you put Ovi on the cover again. He's the face of the game. But when I play Hut, I think maybe one in like 50, 60 games, I see a guy with Ovi on his team.
Yep, absolutely.
You don't see Ovi. You don't see Ovi on any Ultimate teams this year. It's kind of sucks. You see McKinnon all the time. It's like I have McKinnon. I have his master set, but it's just like, oh my god, like McKinnon, long guy who deserves to be on the cover of the game. Like seriously, for fuck's sake,
Yep.
just do it.
Looking forward to tomorrow since that's all we had for today. That was the roundup. Tomorrow's games we have. We do. I think there's at least 8, 9, something like that.
Oh, we have like 113 straight days of hockey with no days off. So I mean, shit,
Yep.
we're living fucking paradise right now. It's
Yep.
Christmas morning all over again.
I just want you to know we gotta keep up with these podcasts because there's gonna be a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, I want to do this more often for sure.
First game on the docket tomorrow would be the Capitals and Sabres, which
Oh boy.
let's do this. For this whole forecasting situation here, let's just do our picks, right?
All good with that.
Okay, so Capitals and Sabres, who you got?
Caps.
Caps?
Caps.
I'm going to go against the grain with you on that. I'm going to say Sabres.
I mean, I don't blame you because I mean the Sabres obviously big off season, brought in Eric Stahl, a veteran that's really good, and then obviously they got the new threads, so that's gonna. I mean, that doesn't really do anything, but it gives a new change of confidence.
Morale support, yeah.
Morale support, exactly. I mean, yeah, I don't blame you for going Buffalo, but I mean, Jack Eichel's solid. I mean, obviously Architect's gonna fucking hate me for this because I'm not going for the Sabres, but he's not watching this, so we're gonna pretend like he didn't hear me say this, but yeah, I'm going Caps on that one, honestly. That's just me. I'm sorry, Architect.
No. It's never a bad bet to go with the Caps, as much as I hate to admit it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about Sabres, man. I think they're hungry, and I think this might be their season to at least make a break into the playoffs here and break that that drought.
Yep.
That game can be viewed on ESPN Plus if you have ESPN Plus, as well as NBCS Washington. Next,
Too bad I'm West Coast, so I can't watch that.
what's that?
Well, too bad I'm West Coast. I can't watch that.
Technically, you could. I could hook you up with the stream, but
Well, I already had an I had an HLTV, so
yeah, I stopped getting that though. I went to Sunrise.
yeah. Go ahead, next one, please.
Next one would be Bruins and Devils, baby.
Oh god, two teams I hate equally in one situation. I hate them both so much, but I'd have to go with Boston.
Yeah, I gotta go Boston on that one. It's a no-brainer for me. The Devils are just a dumpster fire, and
Yeah, I feel bad for Jack Hughes.
I do too. That man has no chance of having any success there.
Have you seen PK Subban's new flow? Totally off topic.
No.
Yeah, Brooke said ew, by the way. That's a big ew.
What's that?
She don't like Boston.
Oh no, I don't think anybody likes Boston. I don't think even Boston fans like Boston.
I only like Boston for baseball. I like the Red Sox, so
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of that. But otherwise, yeah, no, I don't like Boston otherwise. Not a big Celtics guy. I'm not a big Bruins guy. No.
I like the Sox. That's about it.
Yeah, the Red Sox. That's right.
Next is the battle for New York with the Islanders and Rangers, baby.
Oh, that one's so hard, man. That's a hard game.
You know what?
Fuck.
I think statistically you got to go with the Islanders, but if you're hopeful for Laffy, I got to go Rangers, baby.
I want to say Rangers too, honestly. I mean, Panarin's solid. I love him, and obviously, New York's had some good additions. They got Capo Caco, they got Lafreniere now, so they've got a lot of good young core there to build around Panarin. So, I mean, the Islanders, don't get me wrong, great team. They definitely look menacing. They always do for the last couple of years. They've been pretty good. For the most part, they've always been contending. But I gotta go Rangers.
Yeah, it's a hard call for sure. And I know Brian just popped into the chat. Brian is a diehard Rangers fan. He loves the Rags. But
we're both going for your team, so
yep, we're both pulling for the Rags tomorrow night, man.
Cheers, Rangers. Probably win.
Here's hoping Panarin gets a Hattie.
Yeah, because the more better he does, the more my team of the year Panarin gets upgraded.
There you go. There's an addition in that.
Yeah, I have the incentive for the Rangers to do well this year. I want my Panarin to be a 99.
Hell yeah, brother. Hells yeah.
Yeah, Brookie said screw Boston. So
that Rangers game can be that's going to be on NHL Network as well as MSG and MSG Plus. After that, we got this is a good one. Hurricanes and Red Wings.
Hurricanes, easy.
I got Hurricanes. Do we even have to continue this?
I mean, well, yeah, we can, honestly. Poggers to Dylan Larkin on being named Detroit's captain, obviously, but it doesn't change the result of what's going to happen. Obviously, Hurricanes will win, hands down. And Carolina's menacing, and they have been for the last couple of seasons. A team that doesn't get enough credit.
They have a lot of weapons on that team that not a lot of people realize. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, no, Carolina hands down. You didn't have to go no further on that one.
What else do we got here? Oh, this is hitting Wolfie Soundtown. Predators and Blue Jackets. That's a tough one.
Nashville. I'm gonna say Nashville.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna say Columbus, just because I think with some of the new guys that Nashville brought in, I don't think they're. I don't know. I think they're still kind of feeling that out on how they're going to get back to themselves, at least at this point. So I think tomorrow Columbus might sneak in there and steal one from them.
By the way, I forgot. Sorry to totally backtrack us, but Berkey wants to know what time is the Carolina game tomorrow.
Carolina game?
I'd imagine it's maybe 7 Eastern. So
7:30.
It'd probably be like 4:30 West, 7:30 East.
Yep, 7:30 East.
Yeah, 7:30. So 7:30 your time, Brookie. And it's in Detroit, so
yep,
it's not in Carolina.
Yep, that's in Detroit.
She says, "Shit, I work." Feels bad. I can always update you on the game, Brookie.
But yeah, I think Columbus might sneak in there and steal that one from the Preds.
Yeah, I gotta go Nashville on this one. That's just me. I'm totally not being biased, and I love Wolfie to death. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like Nashville is built better than Columbus. I mean, Columbus obviously has had some good seasons, but obviously the loss of Panarin and a couple other guys. I mean, they just signed Dubois again, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, no, Columbus definitely not a bad team in any opinion whatsoever.
Hey, agree to disagree, baby. You know.
Right. Agree to disagree. I don't have anything against Columbus. I wanted to see Columbus win the cup a couple of years ago. I wanted to see them.
Really?
They were my sleeper pick.
Was that the year we ousted them?
I think so. Yeah. I think it might have been that year. I think it was the year where they beat. I think they beat Washington. Shocker. Yeah, Berkey, I got you. I'll get you tomorrow. I will update you as the game goes on.
Moving on from that, then we go back out to the Canadian North, and we have the Flames versus the Jets. I don't think that's even a question either.
Flames.
Yeah, Flames all the way. No offense to any Winnipeg fans out there, but
I got a couple that I know of. I know Legend, one of my mods, is a Peg fan, but he's mainly a Ducks fan, but he's from Peg.
Oh, okay.
I think he likes the Ducks more than the Jets, though. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I can definitely talk about the Jets. I had a little bit of a thing today, and actually, it's really great. So, Trevor Lewis, long LA King player, just signed a professional tryout with Winnipeg in the offseason. Lewis has been with us for like 14 years now. It's been crazy. I commented actually on Lewis's wife's post, about him signing with the Jets, and she showed a picture of him in his new jersey, and I commented, and I was like, it feels so freaking weird seeing a guy like him on another team. Like, Lewis has always been a king. He's been with us for the longest time, like 2 rings, 14 seasons.
Right.
God, like, yeah, and his wife liked my comment, which really meant a lot. It was like, yeah, I mean, wife of a really great player. I mean, Lewis is one of those guys where he's had some injury trouble, but he's a solid player for the Jets, and I'm glad that they got him though. I think they have Derek Forbort too, so those two are reuniting together in Winnipeg, and Forbort was actually a Flame beforehand, so he's playing his old team. But yeah, I mean, no disrespect to the Jets, I got Flames, but I mean, it's I love my team and I love my players. Like, I love the longtime Kings, especially the guys who've been part of the championship rosters and all the bad seasons we've had, like growing up. It's just like, God, like seeing Lewis at another team. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that was like the heartbreak with us whenever Talbot helped win us a cup back in 2009, and then he leaves to go off to no one else but the Flyers.
The Flyers.
Of all the teams that son of a bitch could have went to.
He had to go to Philly.
Yeah, he had to go to Philly. But, yeah.
How brutal.
What's that?
How brutal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. It still hurts. But, going on from that, we have the Canucks and Oilers again.
Back to back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Canucks again.
I think that, too. I think they're just... I don't want to go on about how much I love the Canucks, but they're gonna they're just gonna roll over the Oilers again, and that game's at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and then that's also on ESPN Plus as well. Sharks and Coyotes, that's an interesting one. I gotta go Coyotes, baby. I mean, I was
gonna say another 2 teams that I just don't like.
I think the Coyotes
I'm probably gonna go Coyotes too.
They got better shooters, bro. You know.
And it's not just because I hate the Sharks with a passion. It's just because like fucking the Coyotes have better shooting. Obviously San Jose is really going to be up to the task this year to really prove themselves that they're still a contending team, because they have 2 of the best defensemen in the league in Carlson and Burns. And obviously I saw today they announced the captaincy stuff in San Jose. Couture's the captain, and then they got Carlson, Burns, Hurdle, and I can't remember the other, and Marlowe, I think.
Marlowe.
Yeah, this is San Jose's year to really prove themselves that they're still a relevant contending team. Obviously, last year total bust. Carlson signed a big deal. He got hurt, really hurt them. But the thing with San Jose, their biggest test this year is going to be their goaltending tandem. Obviously, it's going to be a challenge to see if it's going to be Dubnyk or Jones who's going to get the starter job, and then they're going to flip back in between games. I guarantee you, they're going to swap starts. They're going to see who's going to be the top guy. I'm going to say Dubnyk, obviously. I mean, Jones has definitely been on the decline. No offense to him. He's been his former king. I loved him, but ever since he went to San Jose, he's been kind of on a decline.
I agree with that. I mean, they're working with what the Penguins had not so long ago with Murray and Fleury. You know, they were just interchangeable. And when you have a duo like that, not like you said anything against Jones, I think, Dubnyk's going to ultimately get that number one spot.
Yeah, he proved it in Minnesota, obviously. But yeah, in that game, I'm going Yotes.
I'm going Yotes too.
John Wayne and Deke Slayer will appreciate and love me for this.
Here we go. Ducks and Golden Knights at 10 p.m. tomorrow night.
I don't even want to. God. These are probably the two teams that I just can't stand the most. God damn. I respect the Ducks despite that. I don't like them. I mean, obviously it's rivalry. You got to respect that. But obviously it's Vegas.
Yep.
No, Ducks and Kings, same exact situation. Two really good Western Conference teams that are rebuilding. Ducks, obviously, you got Gibson, top 5 goaltender in my opinion. Definitely underlooked. But as far as like talent is concerned, I mean, it's Vegas, hands down. And also shouts to Mark Stone for being their first captain. So
agreed. Yeah, congrats to him.
We've had a lot of new captains being named the last couple of days. We have Bergeron, we have Larkin, we got Stone, we have Spurgeon, Ryan O'Reilly. God, so many new captains. It feels weird. I was literally about to think. I was like, I literally had a brain fart. 'Cause I was like, I think Carolina did not have a captain, but they do. It's Jordan Staal.
Yeah, I was gonna say Staal is still.
Jordan Staal since Williams retired.
I miss Jordan Staal, man.
I miss Justin Williams.
I did not miss him when he was a Capital.
Yeah, God.
Gotta be honest.
He's with that bust Mike Richards.
Yep.
I'm glad Mike Richards helped us win those 2 cups, but God, he was a bomb after that. I'm glad we squeezed the last few good years out of him before he went on freaking drugs.
Yeah.
Oh man, it feels so good. But yeah. But Vegas over Anaheim.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree with you completely. I'm going Vegas in that too. But this, the last game on the schedule,
we're usually always the last,
is for you, and that is the Wild versus the Kings.
I'm just gonna go ballsy. I'm just gonna say Kings. not biased at all.
No, not whatsoever.
I'm going so ballsy. I'm gonna go Kings. I think the Kings are gonna stun them.
I think
really. Yeah, I mean the Wild have good pieces, like you said earlier before even the stream. I was like, yeah. I mean, but what's their goaltending tandem? I mean, they have Cam Talbot, right? They don't have Stalock anymore. I think Stalock's gone.
I believe he's gone. Yeah.
They have Cam Talbot now, but they got Bonino, veteran presence. They got Johansson. They got what the fuck is his name? It's killing me. There's just one other guy that they got. I just literally killed me right now, but I want to say Kings. I'm just gonna say Kings. I think they'll stun them.
Let me see here.
We just confirmed that the Canucks won, by the way, 5-3.
Yes, Canucks did end up winning. Thank God.
Yeah, they saved the best for last. The Kings are gonna beat the Wild. You heard it here first, and then I'm gonna be totally disappointed probably tomorrow. I say that now, and I'm probably gonna be crying by the end of the night tomorrow. Like, oh my God, we suck.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a close game for sure. I think.
I think it'll be close. Hopefully, guys come to play. Obviously, I'm excited to watch a bunch of guys play, like Velarde and Byfield probably, and I'm excited to see a bunch of guys play. It's gonna be great.
Were you thinking of for Minnesota? Were you thinking of Bukestad?
Yeah, Bukestad. Thank you. Yeah, Bukestad.
They still have Parise too, so I mean,
they still have Cedar. They still have Zuccarello. They have Spurgeon, obviously the new captain. I'm surprised they didn't give it to like Parise or Suter. They've been there for such a long time. Well, how long has Spurgeon been there? Has he been there longer than them?
I want to say yes.
Because if that's so, that makes sense then. Because I was gonna say like I figured out to give it to Parise or Suter on that
Do
one,
they still have Zuccarello? I don't see him on the roster.
yeah, they did. Yeah, I think he's on IR though.
Oh, okay.
I think
No,
Zook's
here he is. Here he is. I found him.
I'm pretty sure Zook's on IR right now.
They have Rask.
Yeah. Yeah, Cam Talbot's their net monitor now, I think. And I think Stalock's gone too, so.
Stalock's still there.
Oh, he is still there. Okay, well, he's the backup. Remember when the Wild had Nicholas Backstrom in net and they were like a,
yes.
Like a big... God, I remember that.
Well, according to this, it says that they're, and this is going off the NHL Network, it says that Stalock is the number one goalie starting as well as Hammond.
Hammy the Hamburglar.
Yes.
God, you gotta respect him. Hammy the Hamburglar. I just get such a joy out of his name for that. It's just so funny.
That saying for the for your Kings, it also has Villalta and Ingham.
I'm sorry?
Villalta and Ingham?
For the Kings?
Yes.
Yes, that is true. Can confirm that is true.
Roger.
For net mining?
Yes.
Yeah, we also have Jonathan Quick, aka the worst contract on this fucking team. and then we have Cal Peterson. In my opinion, the future of net mining in this team. So, please, for the love of God, somebody just please shed Quick's contract, please.
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes, man. Like the longer we hold on to him, the less trade value he has, and we're gonna get like a second, third round pick for him at this point. Like, kills me, man.
So, not to get off topic, but I'm looking at that article right now on NHL.com, and this is from John Lane, and it says Dubois wants to leave Blue Jackets, according to Tortorella.
Didn't he just sign the deal?
Evidently, that's what I thought.
He just signed a contract in Columbus, but because of Tortorella.
Well, not because of Tortorella. That's just what it was reported from Torts. So I don't know if it's because of the coaching staff or if it's just because of their play, but apparently that man wants out.
As he just signed a deal there.
Right. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to me either. Pierre-Luc Dubois, great player, but I don't know if he'll stay in Columbus or not. I mean, obviously he just signed a deal there, but it's definitely going to be interesting. He just signed a contract there, but now he's talking about potentially wanting to leave.
Yeah, I don't know.
Columbus would be losing a pretty solid player.
Yeah, that wouldn't help them at all, losing him, I don't think.
Nasher would be pretty upset. Big Jackets fan. Just had to point that out there.
With that being said, though, not really much else to cover for the night and going into tomorrow, other than, any questions anybody in chats might have about the NHL season and what they think of it so far, how they think, future games are going to turn out, and, we'll even go as far as, playoffs or playoff predictions. We can do that as well.
Well, another question obviously you can bring up is what do you think the fan situation is going to be? Are they eventually going to let in fans, or are they going to probably do no fans all year? I mean, obviously some teams are obviously letting in fans, I think, like Panthers for one.
That's because nobody cares.
Because they don't. Yeah, because nobody goes to those games.
Yeah. No, on a realistic note, I don't. If they were smart, I'd say no entirely. As much as I'd love for fans to actually be there and, give a little bit more life to the actual, background of the game, I don't think it's a wise idea.
No, definitely not.
But that's just me, and my own personal belief in that. Even if they were like, hey, we're going to open up the full capacity right now and yada yada, whatever, I still wouldn't go.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. For me, my family's safety, I would not go. As much as I want to.
Yeah.
I miss hockey so much. I want to just go to a game.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would kill just to go to one game, just to be in that atmosphere again. It's just so great.
Yeah, I miss it dearly, and I know, not only we do, but I know every hockey fan does. But unfortunately, I think the NHL is taking the best approach to how they run the operations with it, as opposed to the NFL, where you continuously see, you know, cases and things and with players and teams. But
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
is what it is, and I'm just glad hockey's back.
Right, me too. I'm so glad, man. It's like waking up to a beautiful thing. It's just like, god damn, we have like 116 or 113 straight days of hockey. At least one game a day. Like, oh my
Yep.
god, it's amazing.
And I don't even care who it is. I could care,
I don't care. I just want to watch. I don't care who plays. I don't give a shit if it's Ducks Knights or Ducks Sharks or whatever. Like two teams I don't like, but it's like I'd watch it. It's not like, God, it's great. So great to have that back. I wish we could go, but it's just great to have hockey back in general. Kind of goes back to our original first couple podcasts where it's like, yeah, I mean, do we still feel that the season is still kind of being rushed a little bit? I mean, obviously, Dallas Stars situation could be like an example as to like maybe it is being a little rushed. Like
Yeah.
17 cases in Dallas now, so it's like, what's gonna happen with their situation, their schedule, everything? Like, who knows?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing how things work out down the stretch for sure, especially with Dallas and hoping all those guys are okay and
Yeah,
their
obviously,
families as well too.
it's a very frustrating situation for them.
I know OG
Totally.
Kevin Bacon's gonna be kind of on the fritz with that, but
He already is on the fritz with Spectrum Internet tonight, so
yeah,
he's already on the fritz with them tonight. He's already had to deal with Spectrum tonight, which is fun.
oh yeah, that's always a good time.
It was bad for him, dude.
But yeah, if anybody in chat does have anything, let us know. We're gonna open it up to you guys now and see what you got.
And then after that, do you want to like play shell or something?
Yeah, I'm
You
open.
want to play? You want to play? Do you want to play threes or something?
Fuck yeah, I'm down.
I'll play threes. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to just like have a short little podcast and end off. Like I want to play some shell or something.
Yeah, bro.
Just play some threes where I can just dick around.
You know that is never a problem with me. I will always play chill.
What? Oh, you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I never expect that to be a problem. I know you always play with me. Especially threes.
Hails yeah.
We get to body freaking nerds and have a mascot whose IQ is less than a freaking ant. So,
I'm just glad this podcast didn't get out of hand.
oh yeah, no. I mean, I've only had like this is only like my second beer, but I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Well, you know with Wolfie that wouldn't be the case.
I no. But which, by the way, guys, we are doing another podcast on Friday. Wolfie will be here for this one, so it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. So definitely don't miss this one on Friday. We're doing yet another podcast on Friday, The Lone Wolf, Part 2, Shots Edition.
Yes. Yeah, 6 more to do, and then let alone we got to try to wrangle him and make sure he doesn't drink before stream.
We're gonna have about 15 minutes of seriousness, and then the rest is just gonna be a whole laugh riot.
I don't even give it the 15.
What would you give it to? Like 10?
I'd say maybe 5 or 8.
Well, that's being generous. That's being nice. I think Brookie put 15. Yeah, Brookie predicted 15.
We'll see.
Oh no, she gives it 5.
Yeah, see? Thank you.
Never mind. She gives it 5. But yeah, no, I'll definitely play some threes with you after the Q&A.
Brian, are you, I know you're putting emotes in chat. Do you have anything for us, buddy? As far as, I know we kind of lightly covered the rags, but,
I don't blame you, Brookie. 5 minutes. We're going 5.
no more, no less.
No more, no less. No more, no less. But yeah, don't worry, guys. We're gonna get some threes content in after this, so it's gonna be exciting. So don't you worry. And we can stay in Discord.
Oh, yeah.
We don't even need to go make a party. This is the party.
I'm not. Listen, we both are in favor of your Rangers. I'm asking
Yeah,
if you have any
yeah,
hockey related
yeah.
questions.
I said Rangers were gonna win.
Yep.
I said Panarin is God himself, and the Rangers got great draft lottery, so I have the Rangers beating the Islanders
Yep.
straight up.
Fuck the Islanders.
I have a couple of viewers that like the Islanders.
My bad.
Not right now, but
War Dog says, "What up, slut?"
which one of us is the slot?
Probably me.
No.
Brian doesn't really have any questions. War Dog, do you have anything for us, hockey related? Not slut related?
Not insulting one of us related.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't call it insult. I call it more just like, well,
I'll take it as a light comment.
well, people call me everything these days, so.
Same.
I was gonna say, if you're thinking about doing anything to me, it's just like get in line, dude.
The Caps are gonna win the cup. Bold statement.
And Brookie called me a slut.
Bold statement. Both of them.
That is a bold statement, yeah. Thank you.
The Caps aren't gonna win it, man. I hate to tell you, but they're not.
You dirty slut.
The Caps have the same exact issue as us on defense. And goaltending now.
I know you kid, Brookie. It's all good. It's okay. You have to troll me at least once a day anyway, right? So it's like I told Pancake before the podcast. I was like, everybody has, like, especially you have to get your troll in for the day.
We are at exactly, well, not exactly. We're about 2 minutes over the hour mark here. Seeing as how we don't.
We made an hour out of it. Woo.
Hey, an hour's an hour.
Yeah, we did it. Just the two of us. Yeah.
Just the two of us.
That's okay.
Um,
Now I can go get trolled and shell.
yes. Seeing as how we don't have any other questions or anything really happening at this point, we're going to go ahead and call the podcast here. I know it's a little bit short, but trust me, Friday, it's going to be wild time. We're going to be live streaming that, obviously, on Arkham's channel, on Twitch. We're going to be doing it here on mine. We're also going to be live on YouTube with it. So if you want to check it out on any one of those, I don't know what Wolf's plans are. He's probably not going to stream it, but
No, probably not.
yeah. But yeah, go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Open Ice Podcast 1, Twitter, same exact thing, and then on YouTube it is just Open Ice Podcast. That you can find all of them there.
Yeah, I just like to point out that I'm the only person who's following the Twitter account, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I haven't got any notifications on that.
I'm the only person who follows it, so I mean,
He's what you call a VIP,
yeah, right.
but I will say that him and Wolfie are the best co-host of all time. So
Thanks, bro.
hells yeah.
Thanks, bro. You're not so bad yourself.
Wouldn't have anybody else do it except for Lawan, because Lawan seems slighted, I guess.
He's like, yeah, he was. I feel like he got tilted because you didn't like.
Well, listen, he didn't do what you guys did. Like, I'm not blaming Lawan entirely, because I know Lawan has his own personal things going on and
His own endeavors.
yes, so I can't fault him for that. Plus, I was kind of an asshole in my own way, so is what it is. But we can always have Lawan on. It's not like we can't make him a part of it. And that's why I tried telling him. So, but if you guys want to, go ahead and follow all the socials. And yeah, we're gonna be back on Friday. So on behalf of Arkham, Woofy, who is not here, we love you. And we're gonna see you in the next one on Friday. All right?
We can't wait to see you on Friday, Wolfie.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be an adventure.
It most certainly will be another VOD that he will not watch.
Yeah, that shit had me dying. But
Yeah, remember the day after we asked him, he was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't watch the VOD yet."
Thank God he didn't.
Oh, then he would be like, "Oh no, I'm never doing shots again."
For everybody in my stream right now, I'm just gonna shut it down real quick just to end the VOD for the podcast purposes, and then we're gonna be back up. So,
Yeah, and then I'm gonna keep my stream going. So,
alrighty,
all right.
see
I'm
y'all
gonna
later.
stay in the Discord thing. So,
Oh yeah, me too.
turn the video off too. Oh yeah. Let me turn on the Elgato. Now the real fun's gonna begin. Time to get tilted.